Hello there. This video is about the different illusions that exist in our society. When we grow up, we get told certain things, and as children, we believe what we are told. As we get older, it is important to ask the questions to all truths we have been taught. There are some false ideas floating around in society. Now, I will reveal the different illusions. Illusion 1. Pickup and seduction. Men are supposed to be good with women, but is not supposed to learn it or study it. Here we have a logical flaw. How can a person be good with women and just get it when it is controversial to learn it? This is the reason why many men find information about dating on our YouTube channel like ours. Here men can learn how to attract and seduce beautiful women. By the way, we have concepts and information on how women will attract men as well. As a tip, you can't ask people about techniques. Ask them about how do you seduce this girl? What tricks do you use? You can't ask such questions at school or workplace. Just a tip. The best is to find an experienced dating guru or author and then discuss and practice these concepts with close friends of yours. Now, illusion number 2. The heredity and environment debate. In Scandinavia, where I'm from, there is this idea that environment is always shaping and forming the individual as a person. In some sense it's true, but they lack this understanding of looking at biology, evolutionary theory, genetics. They just say it's all about environment. In Scandinavia it's really extreme. The environment has some effects, of course, on shaping a person. But as I said, we must not forget evolution, biology, and genes. Now, what has this to do with illusions in society? Well, society has a tendency to downplay these things. I would recommend a series called Brainwashed. Just search on it on YouTube by Harald. It's really good. And it talks about how society points to environmental causes, and scientists, on the other hand, show other things. Again, in the topic of what I was talking about at point 1, pickup and seduction, attraction and dating, for instance, here evolution psychology can explain a lot. Okay, illusion number 3, money. There is an idea that people who have a lot of money are probably bad and they are hustlers. Anything else than a regular 8 to 4 job doesn't count as responsible. This is how many people think. This is the norm. To break from the norm and benefit from it will lead to noise from all the people who follow the norms and are perhaps not happy. To earn money from, let's say, a web page, a blog, a YouTube channel, if you write books or start a company, is for most people regarded impossible. Many people, especially here in Scandinavia, view rich people as immoral. They have this belief that rich people are rich because they are hustling. Now, there is also a tendency to feel guilty when people receive money, and this nasty habit to just use it right away. Okay, so that was illusion number 3, money. Illusion number 4, spirituality and the paranormal. It's true, the scientific community hesitates to touch the subject of the paranormal. The paranormal has been viewed for a long time as something scary and threatening. Science has a duty to look at whatever it might be, as long as it is morally to understand the subject better. If it is morally to examine a subject, science shall do it. Science doesn't touch the subject of the paranormal. If you look at the data, there is clearly a lot of examples that show paranormal effects and phenomena. There really is, but scientists, they don't want to look at the data. It is safer for them to keep their own worldview that they have been taught than to explore new territories. If you want to know more about the paranormal and actually look at data that have been done by, promising scientists, go into look at the PAIR program, at Princeton. Just type in www.princeton. Or just search for PAIR. And you will get what I'm saying. Illusion number 5. To talk about game theory. You know what game theory is? Some things that you say and do will give you an edge. And those edges, you don't talk about them. You don't talk about power games people play. The reason is, as I mentioned, it will give you an edge. And I am generalizing a lot here. But many people just want to speak their mind. They will talk about trivial things. They don't want to talk about how they talk, meta-communication. And you have probably experienced some people that don't like to talk about this topic at all, but other friends who loves it. This is a subcategory of the illusion of number 8, by the way, that I will soon come to. If you talk about things that gives you benefits and power, people don't often like it. People don't always appreciate if you talk about things that give you advantage. Okay? This was illusion number 5. To talk about game theory. Illusion number 6. Obedience to authority. This is about believing your boss or your teacher, even if your senses tells you otherwise. Just because it's an expert telling you something. It doesn't have to be true. Now, authorities have a tendency to know what they're talking about. There is a reason often why they become an authority in this field. But don't forget to examine things with your own mind. For example, science should, in theory at least, be the ultimate truth. The challenge is that many people in high places are just humans, and they can be wrong, as everyone else. The science of dating and seduction, for example, is a good example. Most academics are not good with women, and all they have is theory. They have a lot of theory, but they can't produce results. Academics people. But I'm generalizing here, of course, I understand that. But people who use the scientific method and actually go out and flirt with girls with the scientific approach, they will find out what works, what doesn't work. And they would get much better results than someone just reading theory, what I call the academics people. Okay, so my point is to be your own scientist in whatever field you want to improve on. Okay, illusion number 7. The need to be right. It's all about the need to be right. You want other person to see things your way. This is often more important for people than actually finding out the truth. There exists, by the way, a lot of people who give out advice, for example, but doesn't have any results in the area. They just like to give out advice. These people are dangerous because they have strong opinions about topics and they can't back it up. This implies that what they believe in is either false or that they can't implement their own advice. Either way, I don't want to listen to such people. The best indicator to see if someone is right is to see if they have a track record of success. And when we're at this topic of being right, and you should also be open to new information and search for the truth instead of feeling you are right by winning every argument. Okay, you get it? Yes. This was delusion number 7, the need to be right. Illusion number 8, don't talk about your benefits. Generally speaking, people don't like to hear about your advantage and your power. The different gains are something everybody wants, but the clever people don't talk about it. You want to be rich, but you don't want to talk about it. You may want to be charismatic, but you don't say it explicitly. A good advice is to just seek power, but not talk about it. The reason is that people will often be jealous or prevent you from reaching these things. The things you don't talk about is power, money, charisma, allies you have, influence, spiritual powers, seduction skills, good looks, and other resources. Keep it to yourself. Because of the illusion number 8 in society, to not talk about your benefits. Moving on, illusion number 9 is about nice guy. The nice guy. We have all heard about it. Many guys have been raised to believing that being overly nice and polite will solve all problems in life. In the Western world, many guys are raised by a single mom, meaning many guys don't have a male role model to look up to. In kindergarten and school, the female role keeps being strong. The point is they lack a male role model. So, what happens? They lose touch with what being a masculine man even mean. A masculine man from an evolutionary standpoint is a competitive man. I'm just saying it. Being competitive will raise your chances to win. If you don't want to be competitive, for example, then you don't have the will to change yourself and improve. And a miserly life may be the consequence of it. In addition to mention this, people don't respect individuals who don't have strong boundaries. People will just walk all over you. So here we have the illusion of the nice guy. How the nice guys wins. It doesn't hold up. Illusion number 10. Self-help and change work. Okay? Many people refuse to take advice on how to improve themselves. This is the same reason why it is a bad idea to give tips to people who don't ask for it. Many people get angry if you give them a tip. The reason here is the implication that they can change, but they have not done so. This means that they have done something wrong all this time. Some people also believe in the illusions of being yourself. Just be yourself, man. They don't realize that people change all the time. For instance, at school, you learn new information and you are, per definition, changed each and every year you graduate. And many people use rationalization to not change themselves. They are defending why everything is so comfortable and how everything is good the way it is. Finding excuses to not change themselves. And the real reason is that it is time consuming and hard work. But everybody can change. You just need to start. Illusion number 11. To try is bad. This is a very common rationalization or excuse from people who are afraid of failure. The solution for them is to not even try. The same people frame people who try as inferior. Okay, so there are 2 approaches to change work, to change yourself. 1, you can discuss how to actually become better. Or 2, you can rationalize how satisfied you are where you are at this moment. The last one doesn't help you. Rationalizations are widespread in our modern culture. For instance, people who try to approach girls are called inferior to those who just let them come. This is an example of just pure illusion. It doesn't work like that. The dating game doesn't work like that. We have these cool guys who stands at the bar and say, yeah, I just let them come to me, man. I don't want to try. And beware of this. Really, this is just one example, but beware of this kind of rationalization to shame and pull down the ones who actually wants to improve. It is very typical for people who don't want to do anything to improve themselves to bash on other people who actually try. To summarize, to try to give things an effort is an important step to take to be able to succeed in all areas of your life. Thank you, and those were my 11 illusions in society. And if you have any more illusions, please comment it below. Thank you. Talk to you later.